Season 4 of The Last Kingdom ended on a high note, and fans are hoping the writers will maintain the momentum, especially if Uhtred succeeds in taking the title of Lord of Bebbanburg. Season 5 has tremendous expectations, so let's check out fan theories that could come true. We will also explore the release date for the upcoming season and what Netflix has in store for the show next. Firstly, for those who don't know, one of the most popular Netflix originals is The Last Kingdom. The series is set in the early Middle Ages on the island that would eventually become known as the United Kingdom. The series depicts clashes between Anglo-Saxons and invading Vikings, emphasizing the challenge of uniting England in the process. So, what do fans want to see on that show? First, the Lord of Bebbanburg. Uhtred never appears to have a good time in Bebbanburg. When he arrived in Wessex, he hoped to form an alliance with Alfred in order to reclaim his birthright, but all he got was Cockham. He has since served as a bridge between the Danes and the Saxons, assisting Alfred and the Saxons in retaining Wessex and Mercia. Uhtred appeared to be a stranger in Bebbanburg, despite his growing fame in Wessex and Mercia. Beocca, Uhtred's only father figure throughout the program, died as a result of his inability to take the castle from his uncle. The urge to control Uhtred in Wessex has decreased, as has the necessity for Uhtred in Winchester, with Beocca, Alfred, and Aelswith gone. If the 5th season is to be meaningful, it must include Uhtred's trek to the north, where it all began. Next, Uhtred and Breida working things out. Breida and Uhtred were friends and lovers in the first season, and their love never faded, despite Breida's hate of Christians, which prevented her from accepting Uhtred. Uhtred, on the other hand, is not a Christian, and has been betrayed more than Breida. The two have a history of betrayal between them. If Breida showed the same allegiance to Uhtred as she had to Ragnar, Uhtred would capture more than simply Bebbanburg, and Breida's kid would be raised in a castle. She does not have much of a future now that Sihtric has made a deal with Uhtred and Edward, leaving a truce with her brother as her sole hope of surviving in England. Who will die next? Major deaths have occurred in all 4 seasons of The Last Kingdom, with Alfred's death being the game changer in the 3rd season and Aelswith and Beocca's deaths in the 4th. As the novels run out of pages, the show is running out of main characters to kill. After becoming the Lady of Mercia, Aethelflaed is expected to die in combat, therefore her doom is not far away. Her pledge of virginity forced her to stop her romance with Uhtred, which could lead to conflict in the 5th season. With Aethelflaed on the throne, Mercia will similarly refuse to bend the knee to Edward, implying that the easiest way to unite Mercia and Wessex is to kill her, which would be terrible but sadly unavoidable. Next, an interesting Dane. Sihtric was introduced to the audience in the 4th season of Last Kingdom. Rather than being a brutal warlord, he was thoughtful and didn't want to fight just for the sake of it. Sihtric accepted Eofric in exchange for Winchester at the end of the season, swearing never to invade Wessex, Mercia, or East Anglia. Sihtric, on the other hand, seized Uhtred's daughter as a captive, though it was clear Stiora and Sihtric had formed a bond. Fans are hopeful Season 5 will reveal how their relationship has grown. Next up, the United Kingdoms. Mercia and Wessex have long been allies, and Winchester still has influence in Mercia, but the earldomen there do not appreciate Wessex's control. Edward's sister, Aethelflaed, is ambitious, but also suspicious of her brother, which is why she will not resign from the throne anytime soon. However, bringing the two together is crucial to realizing Alfred's dream of a unified England, which has yet to materialize after 4 seasons. The 5th season is supposed to lead the way toward the kingdom's unity, and merging Mercia and Wessex under the crown will be the best place to start. Now for Northumbria. While the show mostly focuses on Wessex, England would be incomplete without Northumbria. Previously, the kingdom of Northumbria was unified under the misfit king Uhtred, who was assassinated. When Edward hands Aethelstan over to Uhtred, he asks him to look after him and assist him in taking over Northumbria without fighting. It appears that with Edward's support, Uhtred will become the future king of Northumbria or be named to regent to Aethelstan, who will be the king. Northumbria will have to join the fold in the 5th season. What is Witgar up to? Father Beocca met his death as Uhtred and his crew invaded the fortress of Bebbanburg in Season 4, which may have been the most startling season yet. Uhtred had no idea that his cousin Witgar had returned with men to defend his father's castle. As a result, Witgar killed Beocca by shooting him with an arrow bolt. Because Witgar assassinated such a significant character, he has already established himself as a fantastic villain, and fans are eagerly anticipating his appearance appearance in the upcoming season. Will Brida seek redemption? Brida is one of the show's longest-running characters, having first appeared in the first episode. Brida's character development has been one of the most intriguing in the show, with Ragnar's death followed by Newt's betrayal transforming her into a vicious figure. Despite Brida's promise to hurt Uhtred in the future, Uhtred spared her life at the end of Season 4. But the issue remains, will Brida be rehabilitated, or will she actually destroy Uhtred and those he loves? Next, where is Hild? Hild is a popular character among fans. Despite having played a significant role in previous seasons, with Hild joining Uhtred and his band on many escapades, the Abbess does not appear much at all in the 4th season of The Last Kingdom, with her most memorable appearance being a talk with Father Biaka. Fans also missed out on seeing her reaction to Father Biaka's death, despite the fact that they were close friends. Is she even aware of his death? Season 5 must contain more of Hild. The character is so beloved that it's a shame viewers didn't get to see her character develop in the 4th season at all. So, what is next for Aethelstan? The struggle of Edward's eldest son, Aethelstan, was one of the primary story points of The Last Kingdom's 4th season. Aelswith put the boy to a monastery in order to ensure that Edward and Aelsfled would marry. Aelswith searched down the youngster in Season 4, so he could meet his mother. The season came to a close with King Edward handing over his son to Uhtred. Aethelstan is clearly based on a real person, as true historians know, which makes his participation in the series quite intriguing. So, will Season 5 be the last? Why did Netflix cancel The Last Kingdom after Season 5, therefore ending the series? The popular series was renewed by the streaming service in July 2020, but 9 months later, it was confirmed that Season 5 will be the final episode of the franchise. Fans may be wondering about Netflix's decision because The Last Kingdom has yet to be released, and there's more source material to adapt. The Last Kingdom is based on Bernard Cornwell's Saxon Stories novels. From 2015 to 2017, the first 2 seasons of the series aired on BBC Two, while Season 3 was exclusively available on Netflix. The tales from 2 books are adapted into each series of The Last Kingdom, with the 5th episode focused on warriors of the Storm and the Flamebearer. Next, what to expect in Season 5. Many fans were startled when Netflix decided to discontinue the show, because there are still more books in the franchise that have yet to be adapted. The series had great hopes of adapting every book in Cornwell's trilogy, and a committed fan base was eager to keep watching The Last Kingdom. Season 5 of The Last Kingdom, a 10-episode series, will launch on the streaming service in 2022. Warriors of the Storm and the Flamebearer, the 9th and 10th novels in the series, will be adapted this season. The books follow Uhtred as he prepares to recapture his hometown of Bebbanburg. Netflix confirmed in May of this year that Season 5 of The Last Kingdom would be the show's final season. What does Netflix have in store for fans? Well, fans, they're going to continue Uhtred's story. 7 Kings Must Die, a 2-hour film starring Alexander Draymond, will see him continue his role. The project will start shooting in Budapest early next year, although some of the cast members from the show will return. No more names have been revealed. Ed Bazalgate, who has had a fascinating career, will direct 7 Kings Must Die. He began his career as the lead guitarist for the 1980s band The Vapors, who scored a hit with Turning Japanese, which was featured on the 16 Candles album. He's now a prolific British television producer, having helmed everything from EastEnders and Doctor Who to Poldark and Season 2 of The Witcher. Of course, in Season 3 and 4, he directed multiple episodes of The Last Kingdom. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.